It is no secret that Jack Eichel is currently thriving in Vegas, winning Stanley Cup with the Vegas Golden Knights, but I thought it'd be a cool idea to send Jack Eichel back to the Buffalo Sabres and see what would happen if the Buffalo Sabres never traded Jack Eichel to Vegas. So as you can see here, Jack Eichel is now officially a member of the Buffalo Sabres again. But with Jack Eichel becoming a Sabre, that means Alex Tuch is once again a Vegas Golden Knight. Peyton Krebs is also on Vegas, he's just scratched. Take a look at what these Sabres and Lions look like with Jack Eichel. Got Jack Eichel and Tage Thompson on the team, the new McDavid and Draisaitl. So yeah, with that all the way, we're just going to simulate month by month like we usually do. Not going to waste any of your guys' time, let's get this video underway. After October, the Buffalo Sabres find themselves at 3-5-1, and the Vegas Golden Knights find themselves at 5-5-0. Chandler Stevenson is the team's point leader, and Jack Eichel is leading the Sabres in points. Things obviously not looking so good for Buffalo at 3-5-1 after October. 4 points out of the nearest wildcard spot to Boston. Meanwhile, for Vegas, they are tied for the final wildcard spot. Leading the league after October at a perfect 8-0-0 start are the New York Islanders. Detroit 5-0-5. Seattle 6-2-2, Vancouver 6-2-1, and Carolina 6-3-1. Scroll through the rest of these teams. See how your favorite team is doing after October. Taking up the rear are the Washington Capitals at 1-7-0. Sabres are 26th in the standings currently, and the Vegas Golden Knights are 19th in the point standings. Best player in the league currently is Jack Hughes for 7 goals, 10 assists, 17 points, and closely behind him is Jack Eichel with 9 goals, 7 assists, and 16 points. Aho with 16 points, Besser with 15 points, and JT Miller with 15 points. With that, we're just going to scroll to the end of November. Buffalo now with a winning record at 10-9-4 after November. The Vegas Golden Knights also with a winning record at 13-11-0. Vegas' points leader is still Chandler Stevenson, 24 games played for 14 goals, 7 assists, and 21 points. Buffalo's points leader is still Jack Eichel, 23 games played, 10 goals, 13 assists for 23 points. Buffalo finds themselves tied with Florida for the last wildcard spot with 24 points. Meanwhile, Vegas is holding on to the last wildcard spot in the Western Conference with 26 points, 1 point over Minnesota with 25. Leading the league in points after November are the Winnipeg Jets at 16-5-1 for 33 points. Tied with them are the Blue Jackets at 15-6-3. Vancouver 15-7-2. New York 15-6-1, and the Avalanche 15-6-1. Scroll through the rest of these teams, see how your favorite team is doing after November. Taking up the rear are the Arizona Coyotes at 5-12-5. Buffalo 19th currently in the league, and Vegas is 14th in the league. Jack Hughes is still the points leader with 34 points for 16 goals and 18 assists. Kyle Connor with 34 points, Connor McDavid 33, Sebastian Aho 32, and Jesper Bratt with 32. With that, let's scroll to the end of December. Well, a monster month for the Buffalo Sabres. They are now 21-11-6. Vegas find themselves at 19-17-1. Buffalo ended up winning the first of head-to-head matchups between Vegas and Buffalo. Buffalo ended up going on an 8-game winning streak that started in November, leaked into December. See how Vegas did this month. They didn't really do too hot, but they still are maintaining a steady pace at 19-17-1. Chandler Stevenson is leading the team in points still. 37 games played, 16 goals, 13 assists for 29 points. Jack Eichel still leading the Buffalo Sabres in points. 38 games played for 15 goals, 21 assists, and 36 points. Vegas still holding on to the final wild card spot by 1 point over Chicago with 36. That's a shocker. And Buffalo is comfortably seated right now in 4th in the Eastern Conference with 48 points. They are 7 points ahead of Columbus, who is holding on to the final wildcard spot. Toronto is 2 points out with 39. The New York Islanders are back atop the points. 52 points with 25 wins, 9 losses, 2 overtime losses. New Jersey 24-10-1. Colorado 24-12-1. Carolina 22-10-5, and Edmonton 23-9-2. So the rest of these teams here, your favorite team is doing after December. Taking up the rear are the Calgary Flames at 12-22-2. Vegas 17th in the league after December. Buffalo comfortably in 6th place in the NHL after December. Jack Hughes still atop the league in points with 53, McDavid 52, Aho 50, Draisaitl 48, and Jesper Bratt with 47. With that, let's scroll to the end of January. Well, it's no secret that the Buffalo Sabres are currently thriving with Eichel on the team. An 11-2 win over Los Angeles. The Buffalo Sabres, after January, find themselves at 28-15-6. And Vegas, it is not looking good for them. 21-27-2. They only won 2 games in the entire month of January. Those wins coming against the Avalanche and the Red Wings. Every other game they lost. Got a new points leader in Vegas. It's Mark Stone, 50 games played, 8 goals, 31 assists for 39 points. Meanwhile in Buffalo, it's Jack Eichel, 49 games played, 19 goals, 33 assists for 52 points. Buffalo maintaining 4th place in the Eastern Conference with 62 points. Tampa Bay holding the final wild card spot with 55 points. Vegas find themselves 9 points behind Dallas, who is holding the final wild card spot with 53 points. Vegas has 44 points. New York Islanders find themselves 1st place in the NHL standings with 70 points with 34 wins, 13 losses, 2 OT losses. New Jersey 2nd at 31-13-3. Florida in 3rd, 29-15-5, then followed by Edmonton 30-13-2, and Buffalo in 5th, 28-15-6. Let's go to the rest of these teams. See how your favorite team is doing after the month of January. Taking up the rear are the Calgary Flames at 17-30-2, and Vegas finds themselves 28th in the league right now at 21-27-2, and Buffalo in 5th at 28-15-6. After January, it is still Jack Hughes that's topped the points, 67 points, tied with McDavid with 67, Draisaitl with 66, Panarin 65, and Sam Reinhart with 63. So it was a monster month for the Buffalo Sabres, not so good for the Vegas Golden Knights. Will Vegas be able to turn it around, and will Buffalo be able to keep the same pace? Let's scroll to the end of February and see how everyone does. Buffalo Sabres after February, 33-19-8. Vegas Golden Knights still not doing great, 25-32-3. The second of the head-to-head matchups between Buffalo and Vegas comes on March 2nd. Only 4 wins in the month of February for the Vegas Golden Knights. Jack Eichel still leading the Buffalo Sabres in points with 21 goals, 43 assists for 64 points in 60 games. And Mark Stone continues to lead the Golden Knights in points, 60 games played for 9 goals, 34 assists, and 43 points. Buffalo Sabres drop down to 7th in the Eastern Conference. They have 74 points. Toronto is holding on to the final wild card with 71 points. So Buffalo has a 3-point cushion right now. Over in the Western Conference, things not looking good for Vegas. 10 points behind a playoff spot. Minnesota holding on to the final spot with 63 points. Vegas only with 53. The New Jersey Devils are atop the league with 81 points, 38 wins, 16 losses, 5 overtime losses. New York in 2nd, 37-18-4. Florida 36-19-5. And Detroit 34-17-9. And Edmonton 37-18-2. Let's go to the rest of these teams. See how your favorite team is doing after February. Taking up the rear are the Calgary Flames at 19-37-3. Vegas 29th in the league. It's not looking good for them, but it is looking good for Buffalo, 7th in the NHL. Leon Draisaitl, the new points leader with 85, McDavid 84, Jack Hughes 81, Pettersson 80, and Sam Reinhart with 78. Alright, scroll to the end of March, see how everyone does. Buffalo Sabres find themselves at 40-25-10. They swept Vegas in the season series, and Vegas is 32-39-3 after March. Jack Eichel continues to lead the Sabres in points as he has all season. 75 games played, 28 goals, 55 assists for 83 points. Mark Stone, 74 games played, 16 goals, 43 assists for 59 points. Over in the Western Conference, Edmonton has clinched a playoff spot. Meanwhile, Vegas, not so hot, 13 points behind the final wild card spot. I'm going to go with it safe to say they have been eliminated from playoff contention. And over in the Eastern Conference, New Jersey clinches their playoff spot. Buffalo in 5th place. They have a 7-point cushion over Florida, who is holding on to the final wild card spot. Two teams that have clinched a playoff spot so far are the Edmonton Oilers and the New Jersey Devils. The Oilers atop the league. A three-way tie for first place between Edmonton, New Jersey, and Detroit. New York in 4th, Carolina 5th. Scroll through the rest of these teams, see how your favorite team is doing after March. Taking up the rear are the Washington Capitals at 26, 43, and 4. Vegas 29th in the league at 32, 39, and 3. And Buffalo 8th place. Now it all comes down to this: can Buffalo hold on and clinch a playoff spot, or are they going to choke it away? Scrolls to the end of this season, see what happens. On a 4-game losing streak in the middle of April, but they got 2 wins in Florida between the Panthers and the Lightning, so I think they're fine. They finished the season in a playoff spot. You could see they clinched down there at 43, 29, and 10, and let's see the damage to Vegas: 36, 43, and 3. Edmonton wins the President's Trophy over New Jersey by 1 point. The final record of 53, 24, and 5. New Jersey second at 52, 24, and 6. Detroit third, 48, 21, and 13. Carolina fourth, 49, 25, and 8. Winnipeg fifth, 49, 28, and 5. The teams that make the playoffs consist of the Edmonton Oilers, New Jersey Devils, Detroit Red Wings, Carolina Hurricanes, Winnipeg Jets, New York Islanders, Colorado Avalanche, Toronto Maple Leafs, Nashville Predators, Buffalo Sabres, Anaheim Ducks, Vancouver Canucks, Tampa Bay Lightning, Arizona Coyotes, Ottawa Senators, and the Minnesota Wild. I'm pretty sure at one point this season the Arizona Coyotes were last in the league. They're going to pull the St. Louis Blues. I'm going to scroll through the rest of these teams, see where your favorite team finished the season. Taking up the rear of the Calgary Flames, 29, 47, and 6, as Vegas finishes their season in 29th place, with a record of 36, 43, and 3, netting 75 points. Buffalo finishing 10th with a record of 43, 29, and 10 for 96 points. The playoff matchups consist of the Colorado Avalanche facing off against the Nashville Predators, Winnipeg Jets versus the Arizona Coyotes, Anaheim Ducks versus the Vancouver Canucks, Edmonton Oilers versus the Minnesota Wild. In the Eastern Conference, the Carolina Hurricanes versus the New York Islanders, the New Jersey Devils versus the Ottawa Senators, Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Buffalo Sabres, and the Detroit Red Wings versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. Leading the Sabres in points by a lot over Tage Thompson, his closest competitor, with 74. Eichel finishes with 91 points, 31 goals for 60 assists. Meanwhile in Vegas, it was Mark Stone leading the way. 17 goals, 46 assists for 63 points. Alex Tuch winds up with 15 goals, 32 assists for 47 points. Meanwhile, the points leader in the entire league, no surprise here, Connor McDavid, 125, Draisaitl second, 117, Marner third, 108, Nylander fourth, 105, and Jack Hughes fifth, 101. With that all the way, let's simulate the first round of the playoffs, and seeing how Toronto is unstoppable in these videos I've made, I'm going to go with this is where the road ends for the Buffalo Sabres. Okay, I was wrong. The Buffalo Sabres, well, they went to work, 4-1 over the Toronto Maple Leafs. The second round winners are the Winnipeg Jets, the Nashville Predators, the Anaheim Ducks, the Minnesota Wild. Over in the Eastern Conference, the Carolina Hurricanes and the Ottawa Senators, and the Buffalo Sabres and the Tampa Bay Lightning. See how the Buffalo Sabres do against the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Buffalo Sabres win in 7 over the Tampa Bay Lightning, and they will face the Ottawa Senators, almost blowing a 3-1 series lead. How about an 8-3 win against the Lightning in the playoffs? Nashville and Anaheim moving on, and it's Buffalo and Ottawa in the East. Who had Anaheim making it to the semifinals? Alright, can the train keep moving? Can the Buffalo Sabres move on to the Stanley Cup Finals, or will Ottawa knock them off? The Buffalo Sabres, they got handled, losing in 5 to the Ottawa Senators, their lone win coming in Game 4. That's where the road ends for the Buffalo Sabres. And it's the rematch of the 2007 Stanley Cup Finals. Let's just simulate and see what happens. Well, we lost to the eventual Stanley Cup champions, so I can't be too upset. The Ottawa Senators win the Stanley Cup. They beat Anaheim 4-2. They get their redemption. Jeff Skinner led the team in points in the playoffs, 13 goals, 10 assists for 23 points. So the Buffalo Sabres would be in the playoffs if Jack Eichel remained a Buffalo Sabre, and the Vegas Golden Knights would miss, according to NHL 24. I highly doubt that would happen though in real life, because the Buffalo Sabres are cursed. But that will do it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I had fun making it. The Ottawa Senators win the Stanley Cup. I don't know how. And that's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.